For more of our educational video tutorials, do subscribe to our CEC Educational Videos channel and don't forget to press the bell icon for instant notification. Hello everyone, this is Shovarna Datta, Senior Software Faculty of CEC Head Office. Today I will be continuing with your HTML programming topic. So without further delay, let's begin our online class then. So first tag in the discussion will be your subscript and your superscript tag. Okay. What's subscript and superscript? The HTML sub element defines the subscripted text and the HTML SUP element defines your superscripted text. So how do we actually use it? Let's figure out. This is the code. Okay. Contains your HTML root element, your body section, your heading part, okay, and the rest of the code. Let's run it then, compare with our code. Okay, so there is my program. I've already made this. Okay, so I will open it with your Chrome browser. So there you go, your subscript and superscripted tags. So if you want to represent your text in these format, okay, like if you want to represent chemical formulas in your texts, where you have used your subscript and superscript in Microsoft Word. Similarly, you can apply it in HTML with the help of sub and sub for subscript and sup for superscript. So H2O CO2, this is your H2O CO2. Okay, my 2 will be your subscripted part, so I have enclosed the 2 with your subscript tags, and this is your superscript. If you want to represent some mathematical formulas like a plus b whole square, c square, d square, then you can use these sup tags. You have to enclose your numbers within the sup tags. Okay, then so next tag in discussion is your font tag. So basically what font tags does is it's used to change the color, size and style of a text. Okay, the font tag is used to set all the text to the same size, color and face. So one thing to point out here is your font tag is limited to HTML4 version. It has been removed from your HTML5 versions. HTML5 and onwards, you cannot, the font tags won't be applied. So you have to use CSS to color your format your texts. So let me open my font tag codes here. Open font. Now I will run it. Okay, then I will compare the code. Yes, there you go. Font tag. Again, I will be opening it with my Chrome browser. There you go. So the first text, it's of size 3 and the color is red. It's enclosed within your font tags. Then I have applied 2 break tags. So you can see 2 line breaks here. Then the next text is of size 2 and its color is blue. This is actually the font tag, and this is the closing font tag. We have gone through this in your previous videos. So if you haven't gone through the previous video, I request you to go through the previous HTML programming video that I have made in previous week. So you can also change the font style of your text. The third text, this is some text, its color is green. You can compare the code with the output, and the font style is Verdana. You can apply any of the font style according to your wish. So these things is limited to your HTML4 version onwards. And from 5 you have to apply your CSS to color your texts and all. Okay, so that's it. That's your font tag. And I have made some your definitions. You can pause the video and go through these definitions. Okay, so next thing I would like to discuss and clarify basically to you all is a difference between a static and a dynamic web page. Okay, what is the difference between two? Both are not the same. Okay, so what exactly is this? Static pages will remain same for the time unless someone changes it manually, and dynamic pages are behavioral and have the capacity to produce distinctive content for different visitors. What the sites you go through, no, the social media websites, these are all dynamic websites. The content is generated in runtime. Okay, but your whatever codes you use, like HTML, CSS, these all like tools you use to create static web pages. Okay, like a book. If you want to like make a book in your as a HTML page in your as a web page, then you will be applying your static web page. But if you want to like make a more dynamic, means you want visitors to come stick to your websites, then you have to make then the dynamic web page concept of dynamic web page come into effect. All these Facebook, Twitter, the contents are generated rapidly, no, in real time. So these are all the examples of dynamic web pages. Complexity means how hard it is to design a static and a dynamic web page. It is very simple to design your static web page, but it is complicated. It is little bit tough, not that difficult. Many people are doing, so it's not that difficult. But so there is the difference of complexity. Okay, information change. How does the content or your information that you are trying to represent changes? Occurs rarely. So in static web page, once you have like mentioned it, then it remains the same. Once you have created your HTML program HTML website, then it remains the same for a long time. But your dynamic web page changes from time to time, and a very regular at a microsecond level actually. And page loading time very less because nothing changes. It some most content remains the same, so nothing changes, no. So the page loading time is very less. But in case of dynamic web page, the page loading time is very more as compared to your static web page. Use of database. You don't need a database to store your static web page, but in case of a dynamic web page you need a database. This is another different level of concept. For just general knowledge purpose, I have like introduced this difference between a static and a dynamic page. You can pause the video and go through the definitions by your own. All right, next topic in discussion will be your marquee tag. What is marquee tag? So your marquee tag is used for scrolling piece of text or image. If you want to like display a little bit creatively your text, then you can use the marquee tag. So the code, I would directly go with the code. The code is, minimize this HTML. Okay, here we go. This is the code. Let's run it, then compare my code with the output. Okay, I will again open it with my Chrome browser. See, if you want to display your text in this way in moving format, then you can apply your marquee tags. So marquee, this is all headers. I've applied all h1 in enclose my text within the h1 tags, and then again within your marquee tag. So this is nesting of HTML. Okay, tags within tags, this is called nested HTML. So first text, okay, it's normal, it's moving. I haven't applied any extra properties in it. Next marquee tag, this one, this is, I've applied a property called direction equal to up. It's moving up. Okay, it's going up from down to up. Next one is alternate. What does alternate do? See, it will bounce back actually. Compare this with the first one. See, it's bouncing back. The one at the top will keep on moving from your right to left, but this one, no, it will bounce back and forth. And the next one is slide. What actually did, I want to refresh this page again. It will move, and then when it hits the edge of the page, then it will stop completely. That's the property of slide. And then next is scroll. Behavior equal to scroll. Scroll will keep on scrolling, and when you apply scroll amount, you apply, the default is 6, and you can go further from 6 to 7, 7 to 8 more. Okay, so it will, the speed of the scrolling increases actually. So that is the property of your marquee. So this is your attribute, these are the values, and it's the description: behavior, direction, and scroll amount. The marquee scroll amount is used to set the amount of scrolling at each interval in pixels. The default speed of the marquee value is 6. Okay, behavior, these are the behaviors you can apply in place. These are the directions you can apply. You can apply like up, down, left, right. Okay, moving on. Next up is your hyperlink. What does hyperlink do? You have so hyperlink you have did know in your Microsoft MS Word. So it's kind of similar, except you have to use again tags to enclose. So what does it do? Let's understand it with my practical. Okay, there you go. There you go. That's the header, link title. That's the entire paragraph. There you go. That's your hyperlink. A tag. Okay. Href. It's the reference. Hyperlink means if you click this text, no, it will redirect you to a different web page or website. So what does it do? Let's click this text. It will take me to a different web page. Okay, that's the, whatever link you apply here. If you like apply Google's website here, then it will, when you click this text, it will take you to Google's page. If you like apply Twitter or Facebook, anything, or any web page, any website, YouTube and all, when you click it, it will take you to a different web page or website. Title, what does title do? Okay, The title attributes specify extra information about an element. See, it's the extra information. I haven't clicked this text right now, but when I hover over this text, there is a little bit of information that is coming. Go to CEC website. That's the job of your title part. Okay. So that's it for today. I will bring more tags, more other theories and practicals in the next class. So keep practicing. As always, I will say, keep practicing. Otherwise, you will forget. Okay, and stay safe, stay healthy.